What's up, guys? It's another Teach Me Tuesday. What's going on?
We back. What's
We're
up, man?
back.
Yeah, hey, I'm just not getting off of vacation, so man, I'm kind of,
Disney, right?
I'm still getting my mind right.
You look a little tan. Let me see. You got a little tan going on?
You know, hey, I think I did pretty good with putting my sunscreen on. Um, my daughter, on the other hand, Savannah, oh my God, bro, like she loves the pool, like.
Mm-hmm.
And we gotta constantly tell her, like, all right, now, every couple hours, we need you to come out and we need you to re-sunscreen, um, because she'll get sunburned so bad, like, but she just loves, she just don't think there is a limit to the pool. So yeah,
There's no limit to fun, man.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
Get as wrinkled as you can out there.
Oh my God,
So did you enjoy? Did you enjoy Disney?
yeah. So let me. I have a little dilemma being an entrepreneur. When you go on vacation.
Yep,
I don't know if y'all deal with that or not. You know what I'm
we
saying?
do. I
Like,
already know where
Oh
this is
yeah.
going. Yes and yes and
dude,
yes.
you just see me. I was we was at the resort and I was like, all right, I'm gonna go. All right, I'm gonna go jump in the pool a couple minutes and I'm gonna come back out. Got my iPad, you know what I'm saying? Do that and then I'm gonna go back in the pool. So I gotta do better. My mentor kind of got on me about that. So I think
It's hard. Honestly, it's hard. I mean, we
yeah,
have the same issue. I mean,
mm,
challenge. I call it challenge, not issue. Challenge. I mean,
yeah,
especially now that him and I work together, it's
yeah,
a lot difficult. Like when he worked, in a different field before he came over to mortgage, it was me. It was me. Like, okay, I'm coming. Just give me 1 second. Mommy's just doing this or whatever. And
mhm,
now it's both of us. We're like telling our kids, and it's not fair to them, in all honesty,
it's not.
but it's kind of like one of those things. Even though we have a team and we want our business to run without us, but right now we're still in we're still
Yeah.
in the weeds of it, so we don't quite have it. We're not there yet where we can truly step away completely
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm.
just be like, I'm not answering the phone, I'm not replying to emails, like 100%.
I wonder if you can ever like just get to that point, like just I don't do no work on vacation. I don't know because I actually went with a buddy of mine. He pretty much has it to the point where he has VPs and stuff like that. He was
Hmm.
still getting calls, you know what I'm saying, because he's a very important person at his company, but that doesn't mean that he can't unplug or whatever. That's the goal, I guess, to be able to
Yeah,
make
that
Right.
it
is the
run
goal.
without you. So but
Until then, we do
until
our
then,
best.
That's it.
exactly. But I guess I look at it like this too, when you enjoy what you do,
Yes.
it's not really work.
Mm-hmm.
You just want to make sure you're taking care of people, and they got what they need, especially in this business where it might be one of the biggest investments they ever make in their life, and you just want to make sure they are being pointed in the right direction and have everything they need to make that decision.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
And one of my I don't know, my coach, I have a coach as well, slash mentors that I work with too. But they told me when I first even got in the business of doing this, they told me it was a lifestyle. They're like, this isn't
Mm,
a career, it's a
wow.
lifestyle. And I didn't understand what that meant until like now. Like I'm really understanding that it's a lifestyle. So we try to incorporate our kids, in a lot of the things that we do, just so that they can understand as well. Like, mommy, daddy's not just working. You know what I mean? Like this, like we're serving people. We want you to teach you in the process of us teaching others about, this industry. So
Mm-hmm.
That I think entrepreneurship is a lifestyle.
yes, you're
You
right.
know, yeah, man. I'm just realizing that. Like, I remember I had a job, a 9 to 5, and legit, I could cut off at 5 o'clock
Yeah,
and don't even take my phone, my work phone with me. Just leave it there.
yeah,
Somebody call, oh well, buddy.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, but
yeah.
on this side, it's different because it's like, all right, that might be new business. That might
Right.
be,
Yeah.
you
But here,
know,
but as crazy as that sound though, like when I will never go back. I will
Yeah,
never go back to working a 9 to 5, even though it's this, you know what I mean? Like phone always in hand, laptop or iPad's always with you. I will never go back to a 9 to 5, ever.
I totally agree. How about you, Gavin? How you feel about that, brother?
Yeah, I mean, in regards to flexibility and working for yourself. Um,
Yeah,
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 I mean, you can't. It's if I need to do something in the wee hours in the morning, I can.
Yep.
And if I
hmm
need to start later in my day, I can. So
yeah,
it's yeah, it's no comparison in regards to flexibility. But
yeah,
hey, if you got a
Let's
great
get to it.
9 to 5,
Hmm.
stick with it.
yeah, yeah. It's a mindset shift. It's a mindset shift. You right. It's not for everybody. Um, those of you that's thinking about venturing into entrepreneurship or being a real estate agent or mortgage person, professional, hey, it's a lifestyle. You
Mhm.
know,
Yeah,
so
and,
just
and
wanna,
it's and like we said last week, we know it looks glitter and glamorous on social media,
yeah,
but it's a lot of hard work and a lot of tedious things that go into it. So you know,
mm,
again, don't let social media fool you.
Correct.
Anything that that can appear to be glittery and glamoury, it's a lot of hard work put in it
you're right.
on the back end, the behind the scenes. So
Exactly, exactly, exactly. All right. Well, well, guys. I guess we wanted to talk about just in case anyone that's new to Teach Me Tuesday. My name is Wilmot Berry. I'm a real estate agent with the Berry Group, broker by EXP Realty here in the Orangeburg area and serving surrounding areas as well. We also have Gavin and LaShawn, the Abraham team. Come and get that Abraham experience. I love that.
Mhm.
I love that,
I'll
guys.
make that my tagline. Come and get that Abraham experience.
The Abraham experience. I
Yeah.
love it. So on Teach Me Tuesdays, we just try to, serve you, help you make the best decisions when it comes to real estate and your mortgages. And we just want to educate you and try to help you, just be more prepared. Okay.
right,
Yeah.
And I think today, guys, we wanted to talk about the do's and don'ts, the myths in real estate and mortgage.
hmm
So I wanna, we're gonna talk about those different things today. So
Yeah. So let's get into it. So I'm LaShawn Abraham, half of the Abraham team. I am also the sales manager in our Somerville location in South Carolina. And so, as Wilmot said, this right here is just a passion of all three of ours.
mhm,
Making sure that you guys are well educated on the process, so that when you're ready to buy a house, you choose one of us to assist you, and you have the knowledge and the power and and truly the courage to go after it, because now you're prepared, with the information to help assist you along the way. So just kind of getting into it just for the sake of time. So one of the very first things we're going to kind of probably go into, one of the do's and don'ts of the home buying process, is you want to make sure that you do. I mean, it sounds simple, but Gavin could probably attest. We see and come across some unique situations. But one of the biggest one is just have a job. I mean, employment. Employment is needed. Employment is needed in this process, and we can kind of dissect that a little bit, guys, just to kind of talk about, why is the employment? What are we looking for when it comes to employment? And if you're wanting to buy a house. So, Gavin, what would you say after you introduced yourself?
yeah. So Gavin Abraham, mortgage loan officer, the other half of Team Abraham, or the other part to Team Abraham, because we do have a team of processors and underwriters and stuff behind us as well that we're very appreciative for. However, guys, when it comes to you know having a job, we need some sort of income, and not necessarily having a job, having income, because not everybody works for the income that they have. Some people are retired, some people get disability, um,
That's a good
and,
point.
and those are also forms of income. So um, if you're not bringing anything in, how are you going to pay a monthly mortgage payment?
So what
Um,
if I just have money in my bank account? I got savings. Do I need income to buy a house?
Well, yes, you still need income because at any time you can deplete everything that's in that account. We don't know what your lifestyle is. You may have, this a big wedding or something that you've been saving up for, and you're gonna spend 100 grand on this wedding. And we thought, lo and behold, it was in the bank, but yeah, it's not gonna do you any good if you're not bringing in income to show us that you can supplement your lifestyle, your cost for your mortgage, and all that stuff going forward. Um,
I also want to y'all comment on this too. They need to be able to track your income.
right.
Okay.
That's a good one.
So I'm gonna let y'all go into that because y'all know where I'm going with this. So
Right.
I don't want to just you
Back
don't
to
want to
our
just see it,
entrepreneurs.
that bag just show up in the account, so out of nowhere, So y'all go ahead on that. Yeah. So
Yeah, and I'll just touch on it real quick. Guys, simply put, we need to verify where your income's coming from. We need to be able to, we're going to get in your business. So there's no hiding or stepping away or you telling me I'm good for it or I got this from this source without me validating and verifying that that's where it came from. And it has to be
So I have two things come to mind, and
Mhm.
I didn't cut you. I had two things that came up with previous, I would just say previous people that I've have worked with or tried to assist.
ooh, oh boy.
One was, and you got to be careful. We had a client that worked for a family business, right?
Mhm.
And so this family business was pretty much paying that person under the table. They were getting paid,
Mm,
but there wasn't no
mm,
like paper trail of the
mm,
money that this person was making. So he was like, "Well, I got a job. I mean, you can call my people and they can tell me that I got a job. Like,
mhm,
I'm good. I
mhm,
got money in the bank. He had the credit, everything,
Mhm.
but it didn't work because I like to be like, if Uncle Sam don't get a piece of it,
That's right.
if you don't report it, then
uh-oh.
we can't use it. It doesn't count as valid income that we can say that is legitimate to pay back a loan that you borrow from us.
That's
So
so
that
good.
that that was one big one. The other scenario that I had was a lady. She hit some kind of settlement and came into a lot of money.
Mhm.
So she had, funds, thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars in her account. But her income was very limited. She just kind of was like a housekeeper. She made very little. And so she couldn't understand why she couldn't qualify for a mortgage, being that she had all of these assets, but not necessarily income.
Mm, mm,
So you guys just
that's
have to
good.
make sure that you are aware. What we look for is the word capacity, right? And what that means is your capacity to pay money back if you borrow it. And how we
Mm,
measure that capacity is based on your history. In this industry, history is everything. It's everything. And so if you don't have the history, then the chances of us truly getting that loan approved is very, very slim.
mm, that's good. That's good. Yeah, because I run into scenarios like that. Even though someone says that, hey man, I can handle $2,500 a month mortgage, you're not approved for that because they can't see that income coming from somewhere else. You
Correct.
know,
Mhm.
um, and it might be you. I don't, and I'm not throwing shots. It might be you doing something, cutting lawns,
Hmm.
and someone paying you cash money. It might be you doing hair or something like that. They paying you cash money on, and that's something you're doing on the side or whatever. And if Uncle Sam, if it's not reported, it's not something the mortgage company or the bank can go by. So yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
So that's a big one. So one of the do's in the home buying process is to make sure you have income
have income, have
that is
income.
reported.
Got you.
I'll specify that reported taxable income. All right. So the next one is, let's give them a don't. Um, I would say probably one of the biggest things we see is either they're kind of tied together for me. Either someone um, wants to start the process, so they want to be proactive and they go ahead and start paying off everything before they talk to a lender or even a
Mm,
realtor. That's, to me,
Mm,
that's a don't. So let's
mm,
talk about that one.
Yeah, I mean, I think I see Will might shake his head because, for those who've been following Teach Me Tuesdays, Will might shared, kind of his experience
Yeah.
starting off with buying his home and
yeah,
preparing. So I'll let you
yeah.
speak to that.
And I see a lot of other people make the same mistake. Um, Thinking, hey, I'm getting ready. So naturally, and I get it, naturally you think, hey, let me just pay off all these things I got so
Mm-hmm.
that, hey, I can be ready for a bigger monthly payment. So and but that can hurt you if you're not being coached by somebody like a mortgage professional that's gonna approve you for the loan. So I'm gonna let y'all handle it from there. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and the reason we say that is because what happens, and we're going to just talk about credit just for a little bit, because I don't want to make our whole video about credit. But we can definitely do one about it if you guys are interested. Please comment, send us messages so we can make sure we tackle topics that you guys want us to talk about. But the reason for that is like the age of credit is super important inside of what impacts your credit score. So if you go and start paying off stuff, not directed to pay them off, this especially depending on the type of account it is, versus if it's a revolving account, which means like a credit card or some type of line of credit, versus if it's like an installment loan or a fixed payment loan, like a car payment, a student loan, a personal loan.
Mm-hmm.
If you go and start like paying those off and closing them, what you're doing is you're wiping out credit history.
Mm-hmm.
And if those accounts have been open for 2, 3, 5, 10 years, then all you're doing, and we'll probably one day post a chart of what impacts your credit score. The age of credit is about anywhere from like 25 to 30% of your score. And the
Mm-hmm.
moment you close that out, all you're doing is dropping your score. And
Yep.
so we don't advise people to start just paying off stuff, because what you're doing is you think, oh, I'm getting rid of debt. Yeah, that's what you did. But you also closed out a whole bunch of credit history too. And so that has a huge that plays a huge factor when you're actually trying to get a mortgage.
That's funny, man. I know some people like, man, God, dog, I'm trying to do the right thing, and you telling me I can't do that. And someone told me this, and y'all confirm this. It's okay to pay it down, but not
Yeah.
pay it off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Sometimes
would
it's
I
like
would
that,
even
or
be
close it
careful
out.
with paying it down. And the reason I
Okay.
say that is because when we talk about debt to income ratio, when we look at your debt to income ratio, we don't actually look at what a lot of people think, the actual balance of the debt.
Mm,
Let's
Mm-hmm.
say you owe
mm-hmm,
$30,000 on your car, but your car payment is $500, right? I'm
mm-hmm,
just going to pay my car payment down, my balance down. So now you only owe maybe 20 grand, but your car payment didn't change. The payment is still
mm,
Mm-hmm.
$500. So when it comes
mm.
to debt to income ratio, we look at the payment and not the
Not
balance.
the balance.
So I don't advise people to go ahead and start paying stuff down neither,
Mm.
without, because if it's not going to change your payment, I mean,
Yeah, if it's not going to affect
you just got
your
money like that.
qualifying,
I mean,
it's,
it's not going to change your eligibility to qualify for a mortgage.
it's stuff.
Mm,
Okay.
So
mm.
yeah.
I'm looking.
So
I'm. Go ahead. Go ahead, Lashawn.
advice is
Mm-hmm.
don't do anything.
Yeah.
Call us, let us advise you, and then do it. Because you don't, because what happens is, honestly,
Keep going.
people, which goes into Brian's question about your mentality, the mind is very powerful, right? When a person starts prematurely doing stuff and they think that they're doing it right just to have somebody come back and tell them they're doing it wrong, they get discouraged.
Yeah.
And when that person gets discouraged, then that then changes their mentality on like, oh, I don't think I'm gonna do this. I done spent all this money and I still can't buy a house.
Yeah. And guys, I can't tell you how important it is to be guided.
Yes.
Okay. You could save yourself time, frustration, money, if you just let someone guide you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Don't be
I,
prideful.
yeah. I just think, I don't know. I think we're in a culture where we want to do it ourselves.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it
Trust me,
ourselves,
our
Kofi.
4-year-olds tell us that. I got it. I can do it.
I'm
I don't
gonna do
need
it
your
myself.
help.
I'm gonna do it myself. And then you know what's so funny? And I'm gonna go there. I'm sorry. Hey, it's just how to go. I was watching my little girl, on vacation, and she was Miss my youngest one, Journey. She's 4, and she is Miss. I'm gonna do it myself.
Mm-hmm.
Do it by
Sounds like my
myself.
child.
I'll be honest. I think God looks at us the same way. We do the
Preach,
same
preacher.
thing.
All right.
We
Oh
do the
yeah.
same thing. It's like I'm gonna do it.
Do it myself.
I'm gonna do it my way. And I believe God looks at it like, all right, cool, go ahead, buddy. And then once you fall and bump your head, or you can't figure it out, then you ask for guidance, and He gives it to you. And you could have saved a whole lot more. Could have saved a whole lot of time,
Mm-hmm.
frustration, money if you just was patient and got guidance and humble yourself.
Mm-mm.
Humble yourself,
Maybe we
right?
should have like notes popping up. This is so good.
Right? Like, and I hate to say, I'm not, guys. I'm a big believer in mentorship, coaching, training, whatever it is that I'm not a professional in.
Mm-hmm.
I need it. Like, I even got someone mentoring me in real estate because I don't know everything, you know? So, like, if this is something that you haven't done before, man, get some. It's not gonna cost you nothing. Just call a professional. You know what I'm saying? Just call somebody and let us help you. So yeah, I'm sorry. Went on a tangent.
No, but honestly,
Yeah.
Nah.
your tangent answered Brian's question because he asked about the mentality, and that's exactly what it is. You have, like you said, you have to humble yourself,
Humble
ask for
yourself.
guidance, have that mindset. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
That's
Yeah,
important.
and at the same token, guys, I mean, what I hate for people to do is get lost in the message. We're not saying that you can't do things on your own. You can't, it's a lot of times we do make the mistakes, and that's how we grow and find out how to do something differently is by making the mistake. They always say you're not doing anything if you're not trying.
Mm.
So,
Mm.
but
I mean, those
what
are your
we what
biggest lessons learned. The
right,
mistakes.
it is, and we're not saying to avoid those, but we're here to we're saying, hey, there's a different way of going about it. There's an easier way of going about it. Seeking the professional in the service that you're wanting, or the thing
Yeah.
that whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. And what we're talking about here is buying real estate, investing in real estate, and you need, if you're not buying cash, you're not using cash to do it, you're gonna need a mortgage. So talk to a lender, talk to a real estate agent. Use one of the dudes that I strongly promote. Talk with because sometimes you may have a cousin who's a realtor in Texas, and Texas ain't the same as South Carolina. You need to
Mm.
talk to a local realtor. You need to talk to a local lender in the area in which you're looking to purchase, because
That's good, Gavin.
they
That's really
know the market. So you do your due diligence. You do your vetting on your own. There's nothing wrong with asking questions, or how long you been doing this.
Mm.
What is there any? You got any reviews? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
go check my Google out.
Mm-hmm.
Go Google me. So definitely, guys, just have that mindset of the things you do want to do. You want to consult with a professional. You want to um, utilize pretty much that free advice, especially for buyers, because buyers, you aren't paying anybody anything, especially
Even
when it comes to a realtor.
even with sellers, let's go there too. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, pre-listing, like before you sell your house, guys, get the advice from a realtor about your home. It's certain things that I'm gonna come in your house and say, hey, a FHA or a USDA buyer can't buy this home.
Mhm.
Why? Because hey, you got rotten wood
Mm-hmm.
under your floors. Hey, you got mold coming on your ceiling. These are certain things that USDA and VA and FHA loans will not finance. So these are some things, like these are don'ts, or do's. Hey, consult with an agent or a professional about your home buying or selling process.
And
So
then here's a big don't. don't hide things.
Oh yeah, that's on the
don't
list.
don't think that you can come into this process and with Wilmot, like you said, you got you got rotted floors, or you have mold. You need to tell so that we can provide you with a solution of how we can move forward and what you can do. Or don't tell us that well, I was working here, but I'm not working there no more. I work at a new job. Well, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find that out. Or I'm about to have a new collection or a new debt or something that's not on your credit report. You have to
Mm-hmm.
openly communicate, because again, this process is fact finding.
Mm.
I like that.
And
Say that again.
this process is fact finding, and that's what it is. It's all it is. It's finding. When we do a mortgage, we're looking for facts.
Oh
We're
wow.
finding
I
facts,
like that.
and we're gonna confirm everything that needs to be confirmed.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so true. And I'm gonna expound on that just a little bit. And so I had someone ask me before, like, why do y'all need so much paperwork? Y'all ask for everything except for my
Need
blood
it
type. Why do
need
you
blood. You know
need
what I'm saying? So,
all of this? And so to Gavin's point, because this is a fact finding, I'm gonna steal that, you know, process. And so when we ask for W-2s, we ask for pay stubs, we ask for
yeah.
tax returns, we ask for these things because we have to verify and validate that this information is true. I mean,
Mm.
technology has evolved so much. People, mortgage fraud is real. You know, people can forge documents, you know, people can take shortcuts on stuff. People do all kind of things to try to get away with things in life. But in this process, that ain't gonna cut it because we
Yeah.
collect so much paperwork and we have so many checks and balances like that's known and unknown behind the scene that you guys will never be privy to for that we can find stuff.
Mm.
And so disclosing information up front is a big do. And I tell you, like when we kind of said in our last Teach Me Tuesday, the people that you work with, you need to make sure you really trust them, right?
Hmm.
That you feel comfortable, you have that rapport with them so that you can feel safe to disclose this information. Because if you don't disclose it and we find it on the back end, it could truly make or break whether or not you can buy your house or not. Because if you tell us up front, then we can try to fix it. Because at the end of the day, I and Gavin want to give you a loan, and Wilmot
All
want to
day,
sell or help you find a house.
all
So
day, every day.
we want to assist you with what you're trying to get accomplished, but we can't do it if you don't disclose information or if you're not honest and upfront with
So,
everything.
so that I think that's a myth right there, because we come in contact sometimes, very rare, where people are like, "Oh, you don't want to give me a loan."
Oh
That
yeah, I
it's
heard that before.
because I'm asking you all this information, or we're digging in too deep. No, we have to. These are things that we have to, and the more we can unravel up front, is the more that we can cater to what it is that you're needing, so that you can actually purchase a home. Because again, we're gonna peel back all the layers to find out what it is, to get down to the. And it's not, and even though it sounds very tedious, it really isn't. It's really your W-2s for people who are W-2 employed. It's your W-2s, your tax returns for certain programs, your pay stub, and we want to verify what assets you have, as far as what you have saved in a 401k, and that's all it is. It's just being upfront about that stuff.
Mm. Mm.
Now,
That's
I guess
good.
I'm a small little piece. I'm gonna throw this in here because it does kind of. It's when I guess when you'll call this one of my little tangents for a second. Like when
Go
you
ahead.
said that, oh, I don't want to give you a loan. Yes,
Yeah.
we do. We
Hmm.
are 100% commission in you know individuals here. If we don't give you a loan, that affects our livelihood. So we have every interest in
In your
you
interest.
in your interest to purchase a home. So yeah.
I totally agree. And I get the same similar question if very rarely I get this, but I've heard it before, like, well, um, you don't want to sell me a house or something like that. And it's not that at all. Believe me. Like if I sell you a house, guess what? I get paid,
That's
you
right.
know. So it's not that I don't want to sell your house. And then I think so I get that question sometimes when someone wants to look at a house and they're not approved
Oh yeah,
yet.
speak on it. I know where you're going.
And so that's a don't. All right. Don't go house shopping if you're not pre-approved yet.
That's right.
And I don't get me wrong, I made a mistake. I won't say a mistake. I've done some showings without getting that pre-approval yet for that client, taking their word for it. And guess what? They couldn't get approved.
Mm-hmm.
And now guess what? Or they got approved, but it's not for that amount.
Right.
So now your hopes are up. Now your taste is high. Now we gotta scale back and
Mm-hmm.
look at things that might not be
And,
what you
and and
really
of course, nothing measures up to
to.
what they originally saw.
Yeah,
So it
they
makes the process that much
it don't
difficult.
have the granite in there. It don't have the hardwoods. It don't
Mm-hmm.
have all these other things in that you saw before, but that wasn't in your price range. And that's part of the reason we ask you to get pre-approved before showing, because we know the frustration you can feel if you're not approved for that amount. So yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
makes
Well,
sense.
guys, I mean, I know
We
we,
can
we
go on and
definitely,
on about this. You probably got
yeah,
to do a part
we
two
can,
because we only got through a
I can
couple of it.
I really appreciate the conversation today, and I felt the passion behind it, guys. I
Oh
felt how
man.
passionate I think we all are
Oh man.
about
Yeah.
sharing this information with all our
We got
viewers, whoever is checking in.
I think we got more. We got a bunch of do's and don'ts. And we probably could stay on here for another hour just talking about them.
Yeah.
But yeah, if y'all got any more questions about that, let us know.
Mhm.
And we'd be more than happy to share with you some more do's and don'ts. And hopefully that helps prepare you for home ownership or if you're investing. So yeah.
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 Mhm.
All right.
Well, Teach Me Tuesday, guys.
Teach Me Tuesday, guys.
We out.
All right, guys.